Morning, everybody. Saturday morning on the Rancho, and we've got kind of a yucky day out there today, Missy Jen. Rain, rain, rain is going to be the word for the next 3 or 4 days.
Raining all night.
Anyway, back in the bathroom, we're going to do something that's got to be done, and that's resealing. Since we originally sealed it in September of 2014. Really, every year you should reseal that, and that was a hell of a job for us, wasn't it? That bathroom conversion. I mean, there was times I know you were freaking out when we were doing that demolition and that pulling up that rotten floor with that. Well, that toilet water caught beneath the surface of the vinyl, and the smell on that was just beyond belief.
What did we get ourselves
We survived
into?
it. We survived it, didn't we? So.
But it was well worth it.
Worth it now, because for you used to have to step over the side of the tub, and it seems like a simple thing for most people to keep one leg on the ground and lift the other one over and get in and then pull the other one. But for you, it's a dangerous thing. Now when you go in to use the bathroom, you don't have to worry. You just walk right in and walk out. There's absolutely zero barrier. So it's worked out functionally perfect. It's held up really well, durability wise, being tiled. I know Janet, my friend, thank you honey, I know my friend Janet, my BFF Janet, always laughs and says it's like being in a locker room here, a locker room shower, because there's so much tile and everything. But it's really stood the test of time. So one of the big considerations, of course, was having that barrier-free entry so that Jen, you know, now her mobility's okay. You know, she can walk in there and, you know, use the shower without a lot of difficulty. And but there may come a day when she'll have to use a shower chair and go in like that. We're just, you know, planning ahead while we still have the strength and the aptitude and the ability to do this stuff. Because, you know, otherwise this conversion is a $25,000 or $30,000 job. So we undertook it ourselves here. And the real key and the real bugaboo was lowering the shower floor. And if you catch the re-upload of the video from 2014 that I put in, you'll see that I actually lowered the floor down in this area so we could get draining down towards the drain. Then, well, actually that came from putting the mortar bed, laid a mortar bed on top of that, and then sloped that mortar so everything would drain down to the drain. And it's worked great. Also installed the glass block window, which gives privacy, plus it allows for light to come in. And this place was dark with only a tiny little ventilation window. The original heat vent was really over on this side over here, so we had to change that over to that side, reinstall it. Keep the outside vent, the fan, so we could have the fan draw the moisture out after taking a shower. And just as a touch to the old days, we kept the old Montgomery Ward cover for that. So the other thing that had to be done was we had to steal a little bit of the closet out here. And we're not real blessed with room on the Rancho, but we did have to take the closet here. Had to put a light in it. Never had a closet light over here before. Add that in and actually reduce the width of the closet by about 4 inches. So it's not as wide as it used to be, but it's still very functional for shelving and storing our linens and things and towels. The reason we did that is I needed this door to open up all the way so that a wheelchair would have no problem clearing. As it was before, this corner over here came out far enough before that it would have stopped about right there, and that would have been a little tricky sometimes with the wheelchair. Now we have that extra 5-6 inches of access, so it's really, really easy for Jen to get in and out. The slope has worked well for us. We have no mold buildup. We have no, you know, everything, just the fan sucks the moisture out so well out of here when you're taking a shower that, well, it looks almost like the day we installed the shower, and it's really almost maintenance free. Now, one of the keys, guys, to doing these conversions and doing tiling work, and you'll see people that they'll tile a wall beautifully, and of course we prepared this with at the stud level. Then we put cement board on. Then we joined all the seams together. Then finally came back, laid the mortar bed, put the vinyl liner down, laid the mortar bed, shaped that, and then came through and had to do the, before the tiling, we need to put the red guard, the moisture barrier, brushed on. That's that really red stuff that you see in the video. And that stuff is really thick, and it goes on, and it's your final defense against leaks going elsewhere in the house. But then the tiling comes on top, and the mistake most people make, and the reason that most showers leak is that people don't understand that the walls, if you have adjoining walls, they move independently of each other. In an earthquake, these walls do not move the same here. This wall might move a little differently than this one. If you have mortar or grout between a grouted joint, guess what? It's going to crack in that situation. And you're going to have moisture intrusion. It's going to get underneath your floor tile, and before you know it, you're going to have a floor tile that's popping up, and you'll wonder what's going on. Well, you don't have to look at the floor. You got to look at the walls. So it's one reason that I used an almond grout here, and of course you had to keep all the lines straight and everything like that, or because the human eye is very good at detecting irregularities. But then when it came to joining the seams, I came back with almond caulk and put it down there, and you really can't tell the difference between the caulk and the grout, and that's one of the real keys. This is also caulked around the window, and also around the up and down the walls here. It's not caulked at the bottom because these tiles are out over where the tile goes up against the edge there, so they're really in enough that there's going to be no intrusion. But you can see over time we've lost a little bit of the caulk here down in the corner, so I want to freshen up here and make sure everything is re-caulked. And then the next thing that we want to do is reseal everything, and that keeps the moisture from penetrating through the tile and things like that. So this is just a quick and easy tour of some of the requirements that had to be met for doing it. We had to make sure that we're electrical meets water showers, bathrooms. They're very dangerous, you know, because in the old days, somebody be playing a radio and they drop the radio into the tub and get electrocuted and things. But over here now, we're all protected by what's called the GFI circuit. So if something was to happen or an instantaneous short, this circuit would cut off before anybody could get electrocuted. So very important. We also upgraded the lighting and 3-gang the switches here, so we could have a fan. If you're just coming in to use the bathroom, you don't need all the lighting. If you're going to apply makeup or take a shower, then you want to have the fan and everything else on. So the only thing I need today, I have to go down to the store, and I've got to pick up some more of the almond colored caulk here, and then I'll be back, guys, and we'll caulk her up and we'll seal her again. This is called getting down close to your work, right? So the first thing I want to do today, having explained a little bit of the theory of why we do what we do when we do remodeling projects to make them durable and long lasting, it's time to get down to cases here and get started. The first thing I want to do, if you look in the corner here, you can see some of the loose elements of the old caulk, and what I want to do is kind of scrape that out. I've got my razor knife, which will help me remove that old caulk that's not tight, and then I can go ahead, sorry for the camera, trying to do two things at once here. I can go ahead and remove this old loose stuff, because the new stuff won't give proper adherence if you don't properly remove the the old stuff. So what I'm going to do now is go along and clean all this out. And if I see a little moisture behind here, so I'll make sure that that dries out real good. But I'm going to go ahead, take my time, and get both sides cleaned out really well. You can also see down here, I'm not really sure if this is a hairline crack in here or not, but I'm also going to lay another bead of caulk along here. This is definitely a hairline crack, so very easy to lay a bead of caulk down there and give some additional protection. It's a good policy after you've done a renovation to go back after a year and do some maintenance.